Rightio, yeah, absolute pleasure to be sitting in Sydney with Ben Harper and the Relentless 7. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Good to hear. Now, I guess the Relentless 7 question I've got to ask, is it the recession that's taken a hold? There's only four. There's only four altogether. Where's the other three?
Sometimes they're invisible.
Yeah.
Sometimes they haunt our dreams.
Yeah.
They'll remain in the van regardless.
Yeah. Right.
Sure. Just to keep us on the ground.
What do you think it is, Ben, about these three? You said before that it was valid when you listened to it the next day. What is it about these guys that sort of set them apart from all of the other CDs that you would have been given to listen to in the past?
Well, it's just that edge and that it was every part of it. It was the tones, it was the songs, it was the playing, and then having Jason introduced me to these guys, and then we played on both sides of the gun.
Yeah.
And then more than what it was about anything that we've done individually, it was more about what we do collectively, musically, and that's what really set it off for me.
Has it changed your approach to playing live?
Completely. Matter of fact, I've gone back to school.
From what's taken you back to school?
These guys. Matter of fact, not so much even taking us back to school, but just collectively. I mean, it's been a huge learning experience. I've learned melodic things from his drumming. I've learned things about my guitar from the way he plays drums, as well as listening to the way that everybody plays in this band. It's just constantly learning. And yeah, it is going back to school because I'm playing things I've never played before and hearing music in a different way.
Awesome. We've got a couple of questions from listeners that rang in thinking that they were going to be asking you a question, Ben. It's from an Al Parnipa of Flaxmere. She asks, "Hi Ben, I'm currently pregnant with twins. I love kids and want to name them after two of your songs or lyrics. Can you help suggest?" Now, see, they're going to have to be named this for a long time.
Yeah, that's a bit of pressure, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm not up to the task. But,
I'll get back to you on that one.
What? Are you sure? That would take a little bit more thought.
Yeah,
That would take a little bit more thought.
You can think
But mainly, it's what an honor.
Yeah.
What an honor. A friend of mine named his child after me, and the other day I started to say something really stupid, and I remembered that one of my dear friends had named his child after me, and I stopped before I said it. I thought, so it's made me a better man, so I take that kind of thing incredibly serious.
What is the strangest request that any of you guys have been asked by a fan?
Somebody gave me a turtle once.
At a show?
It's been odd.
I think Ben has better stories than we do.
Yeah. Mine is mostly, I got an email, we were just at South by Southwest,
Yeah.
and I got an email from a guy asking if I could get him into the show. He said, it's a guy I went to high school with,
Yeah.
and the last time I saw him was my junior year in high school.
Right.
And he opened the email by saying, I know it's been a little bit of time since we've hung out, but can I get into your show, sort of thing.
That's
Yeah.
brass, man. That's brass.
You guys had any people coming out of the woodwork? Any of those emails?
Yeah.
How do you respond to it? You get nothing.
We typically try to help everybody.
I try to help out.
Yeah.
If it's feasible and it's someone I feel wants to see, then
Yeah. Got a next question here, Ben. It's from R. Farrelly of Orewa, and he says, "I'm trying to start a band at the moment. My mates have told me not to bother because apparently my voice is shithouse. Do you have any advice?"
Well, in all fairness, I mean, I've been told the same thing. So you just keep digging, don't you? I mean, who knows? The guy who said his voice was that?
Yeah.
Who knows what he knows? He may know shit all about music, and so then you have some guy who knows nothing about music commenting on his voice. So you just do it because you have to do it. And you don't, with no compromise, and
If you love
thick
doing it,
skin,
keep doing
broad
it.
shoulders, yeah.
he was a thinking man, he would have given me a CD that I could have then passed to you.
Well, then there's that.
Yeah. Could have had a new band.
Yeah, just like that.
Are you guys worried? That makes me think. You guys worried that is that why you've become the drivers of your own band? Because if you get a hold of new dudes driving your van, they might slip in a new CD.
Well, no driver rule.
It's a great way to meet subs.
Ben knows Ben knows everybody in the van now. So.
No one news allowed in.
But in all fairness, of all the demos I've ever gotten, I was only doing myself a favor by playing it in hindsight because I never heard music. That was the most amazing demo I've ever received. So I mean, that's lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
So you can't. That's a once in a lifetime. I recognize that.
Do you think in hindsight now that where would you say you were sort of, before you listened to that demo and you've started this and you're completely full of enthusiasm, like all of you guys are, I can't think of, for lack of a better term, were you sort of coasting along making the music? Was it a lack
I
of...
don't think I've ever coasted. I've never even looked back enough to coast. I mean, I've always tried to push forward from where I've been at.
Yeah.
And this represents a new growth. Just a new world of potential that I can't wait to tap into every day.
One last question for you. From a P Ego of Devonport. It says, I'm close to 70 and love your lyrics and music.
Right on.
My kids tell me that I'm too old to listen to you. Who's the oldest fan that you've got?
Hey, well, thank you for representing 70 set. Much obliged. I appreciate it. Thanks for the good word on the lyrics too. Thanks.
Yeah. Have you ever met any particularly old fans that have come along to the show that you've been
we used to have one cat who was in his 80s who never missed a show in California. Al Aroff. And he'd be front row.
It's amazing. There's a band in New Zealand that they're called The Fearless that made me think of whenever we have these concerts in the park, there's a lady that's about, she must be 65 at least. She's always right in the front. Don't know whether her cheese has slipped off her cracker a little bit. She sort of starts to take her clothes off. Her clothes sort of start to come up, sort of midway point. They keep their clothes on though. Your old friend keep this managed to.
Yeah, no, he managed to. He was well dressed and stayed that way.
I guess that's the thing, isn't it?
I've heard two really, really funny things out of your mouth.
What was the other one?
Well, it was actually the other guy. The shit in my voice is shit house.
Shit house and she's off the cracker.
Well, on behalf of New Zealand and the Rock Radio Station, we wish you guys all the very best.
We cannot wait to get down there.
So I guess that would be the last question. People always say, are you coming? Because they'll abuse me for the fact that I came to see you.
Yeah, we are. We'll be there.
Awesome. Well, good luck
I'd
for
like
the
to
show
give a
tonight.
shout to my partner Gordon in Mangray Bridge. Yep.
Awesome. Easily done. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you all.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.